Alright, we are back in the garage with the Integra. It's been a long time since I've touched this car. I haven't even washed it in a while. But I did buy a oil pan gasket for it back in December, almost 2 months ago. Because this oil pan gasket is leaking and I got some oil. So let's go ahead and get this oil pan gasket knocked out. I'm gonna start by getting the car on ramps. I haven't even opened this hood in a while. I guess I could also check on the work that I did previously when doing the head and everything. But the car's been running pretty well. For sure it needs to have the trailing arm bushings replaced. While looking under the car, you can see how the oil is accumulating, like right here, and it's even getting on the exhaust, which I don't smell when I drive, but you know, you don't want oil on your exhaust. And then up here you can see all the oil seeping through the old gasket. So I'm gonna get this oil drained. Got the oil drain catch can right there, and then once that's draining, I'll start taking off the header. Not super excited for that, but actually, do I have to do the header? Maybe I don't. I feel like I have to though. Go ahead and open up the oil fill cap. The oil stream looks pretty clean. I mean, considering I only drove the car like, I don't know, 500 miles. I bought it with 172,000 miles in August 2019, and it still has 172,000 miles, so I haven't even drove it 1,000 miles since owning it for almost 3 years. All right, we got the oil drained enough, so I'm just gonna cap this back up. And I'm definitely gonna remove the exhaust manifold. I don't know why I thought I'd be able to do without it. Get that tightened up so I don't forget later. That's my my torque noises. Elbow torque. And now we're gonna start removing the exhaust heat shield, and it appears to be, what are those, 12s? 3 10mm bolts. Let's get those out. Okay, I already forgot if I said 10mm or 12mm, but definitely 12mm. I got this heat shield from the junkyard, and that one is not feeling like it's gonna come out. It feels like it's gonna snap off, so we'll just skip that for now. Okay, that one feels like it's gonna snap too. Maybe I'll give these a little bit of spray of a PB Blaster before I snap them off in the header. Every mechanic's best friend, PB Blaster. It's not, I don't think it's gonna do much since I'm not really hitting it from the thread side, but hopefully it'll soak in just a tiny bit, because it felt like it was gonna snap. Let's give that a few minutes. In the meantime, I guess I can go to the bottom and start loosening the bottom bolts, or I can PB blast them while I have this in my hand, right? So these bolts right here, let's hit them up real quick. All right, and then there's one bolt. I can't even see where it is. I think I might have found one of my front noises, one of my front rattles. These exhaust little hanger nuts or bolts don't have any nuts on them. Maybe that's why I have a little bit of front end chatter. When I get this header back on, I'll try and find some bolts that fit it though. Let's see if these will come off now without snapping. Wow. Maybe it's because now that I'm not doing it one-handed, it's coming off a lot easier. And there's the heat shield off. It's really nice to see the underside of this hood is still fairly clean. Also, considering I don't have a bottom dust shield, I think instead of taking this motor out to build it, I'll just take it out at some point to refresh it, and that way I can paint the engine bay and get all the accessories nice and cleaned up. I want to get this car to a point where you can't see any green left over. I'll keep those 2 nuts on there. That way this thing won't drop down once I get the bottom ones off. Alright, now I'm going to pop out that O2 sensor right here. I just sprayed it with some PB Blaster. And I could disconnect from the top, but it might be easier to just pop it out from down here and then let it dangle while I pull the exhaust off. So the sensor came loose pretty easily using this Harbor Freight 7/8 oxygen sensor wrench. And just slipped it up over the top of it. That. And now it's nice and loose. So let's go ahead and get that out of there. Boom, okay. Now we can loosen up these 2 bolts right here and then take off the front ones that I have on there loosely, and we should be able to pull off this manifold. And we're gonna use a 14 mil on the bolt side and a 12 mil on the nut side. Alright, there's that one off. Put that nut in there so I don't lose it. Go to this side. Oh man, if I can get hit my hand. There. Whew. And there we go, got both of them off. Now we can go back to the top. Since this is all loose, we can go back to the top and take out those 2 remaining nuts. Alright, let's get these last 2 nuts off without dropping them, hopefully. Boom. Now this should come off. Can I do it while holding the camera? Kind of. There we go. That was quite the fight for no reason. For no raisins. Don't you love when all this under the car crud drops in your face? In your ears and your eyes? But that's how we're looking now with the exhaust manifold off. A lot of space for activities here. So we can start to get these bolts off for the pan. And they're all like 10 millimeters, yep. We're going to try saving my shoulder a little bit. And I'm going to use impact, because my shoulder is friggin' hot. Alright, now we're going to take off this, whatever cover this is. Flywheel cover. Whoa. Just went to Walmart to buy some freaking brake cleaner. And this stuff is $9 for a can now? Like, am I living under a rock or something? Jeez. Anyways, I got the oil pan hardware in here. Cooking is going to focus, but I got the oil pan hardware in there with some degreaser. And now I'm going to go under here. Let's go ahead and get the pan out. I'll take this oil and dump it into the oil pan or oil drain and then clean this thing out. Kind of hard to do this one-handed. There we go. Alright, now we got that all drained out, and time to get some degreaser in there, get it all cleaned up. Oops. And the sealant on here is really weird. Wait, isn't it? I guess it's sealed on both sides. Alright, I'm here in the garage now because I'm tired of fighting these mosquitoes outside. Got a fresh blade, and I'm gonna start to clean off all this old sealant. Alright, I got this thing nice and clean now. A couple tiny bits of sealant, but should be alright. Gonna hit it with some brake cleaner and then start working on the bottom of the engine. Alright, now I'm gonna get some degreaser and start wiping off this surface. Alright, boom. The mating area is now cleaned. I guess put some brake cleaner on this surface and then start getting the sealant on the pan side. Alright, time to get the gasket on. Got this surface all cleaned up with brake cleaner and everything. I'm gonna be super honest. I just realized that I don't need to put sealant on the entire pan. It only has to go in like 4 spots on the bottom of the block. So, I'm an idiot and I'm not gonna take the sealant off. I'm just gonna sand it. And I put sealant on the bottom of the block in those 4 areas. I'll show you right now. In the 4 areas where it asks you to. And pretty much we can just send the block on there now, or send the pan on there now. So you really only need sealant on this line right here, the line back there, and then this line right here, oops, right there, and right here. That's all you need sealant. Now we start putting the rest of the stuff back on there. Alright, the pan is up, everything's torqued. Got that side access plate back on there and the bracket that goes along with it. So now I will put the header back on. This thing gave me some trouble. Put the header on, but then I missed the bottom studs, so I had to take it back off. Luckily I didn't fully tighten it down yet, but it's still kind of annoying to drop it down again. But the header's on. Everything down here is all tightened up now. Just gotta pour some oil in there, and I'm gonna let it sit overnight. Let's see if I can pour oil while holding the camera. Money shot. This would be a good thumbnail. Yep, about 4 quarts right there, cousin. We're all cleaned up for the night. Gonna let the car sit overnight, and in the morning I will start it up, bring it outside, and see if it leaks. Alright, it's the next day now. Gave this thing a chance to rest all night, and I don't see any static leaks, but you know, we'll see if it starts leaking once it heats up. I think it might have been a bad idea to use the sealant and then pretty much immediately fill it up with oil, but I don't know, we'll see. I don't see any immediate leaks, so I'll back it out, let it get warmed up outside, and go from there. We're back home now after giving the car a little wash. It's been a few months. It's been sitting outside real dirty. So now it's all clean. No more leaks from the old pan. Then next I gotta knock out trailing arm bushings, which I know are not gonna be a fun time, but it's necessary.